Faith or fear? A direct and equal exchange of energy, both existing at the same time, but both cannot perform at the same time. You have to pick between faith or fear. If you pick faith, you have to dive in it completely. You cannot be skeptical about yourself. You cannot seek outward opinions. You have to walk in righteousness. Walk in an assurance in yourself, saying that you will never, ever fail. You do not fear, you pick to faith. You do not set intentions for a plan B. You walk in your plan A fully. You do everything in your can to achieve your plan A. You understand that your mind is powerful. That's how I'm going to say it. You understand that your mind is so powerful that just an inkling of a wronging or negative thought will throw you off your path completely. You have one path of faith and one path of fear. In the middle, there's skeptical plans. There's plan A, plan B, plan C. There's if this happens, then we can switch it to this. There's the part where you fail and you give up. There's the part where you get up, you fail, you get up, you fail, you get up, you fail, and then you give up. In the middle of faith or fear, there's a million different outcomes. But 1, you fully walk in faith and you win. 2, you fully walk in fear and you lose. Everything in life is your choice. Every human being has their own will, has their own way. You choose to wake up this morning. Well, you don't choose to wake up. Let me backtrack on that. You do not choose to wake up this morning, but you do choose to get out of bed. You do choose, if you have a job, to have a job. You choose to work. You choose to eat. You choose to wander. You choose to think. You choose to watch. You choose everything. Everything is a choice. You choose to cry. You choose to laugh. You choose. Now, using that will, people choose faith or fear. Now, if you choose fear, you have to understand what you're signing up for. Worry. That's one of the pivotal roles of fear. To make you worry. Worry leads into stress. And stress is your biggest downfall. Stress is a sickness, a parasite that spreads all over your body. Once you start to stress, you start to doubt. It's like, let's use a real world situation that a lot of people are in today. I cannot pay rent. I have a week till rent is due. I have 3 kids I have to feed. I just lost my job and I cannot pay rent. We're going to be homeless. And that's terrible. What will I do? Of course, I'm thinking about all these responsibilities that are sitting on my back today. And all I can do is worry and stress. Now your option is to fear. Fear tomorrow. Fear that nothing is going to happen. Fear that there will be no solution. Fear that this could be the end. Fear of disappointing your family members. Fear of living a life of struggle more than you are already. Fear. Living in that vibration. Sucking yourself deep into this dark hole of nothing. And at some point, you're going to sit in that dark hole. You're going to sit in that dark hole. You're going to pull your hair out. You're going to make your heart beat as fast as it can. You're going to have every negative thought racing through your head. Oh, I'm stuttering a lot today, but you're going to have every negative thought racing to your head. And all that will be left to do is to have faith. See, y'all, sometimes people fear so much that all that's left is faith. I really think that's why religion is so popular in the world today, because nobody knows what they're doing. People can study at Stanford, they can study at Oxford, they can study at Yale, they can study at Harvard. But at the end of the day, that's recycled knowledge. Nobody knows what they're doing. We can't predict tomorrow. That's why the news exists for today. And they'll look around. This is going on. And they'll report it today. Again. Today. They're not reporting it for tomorrow. And if they are, I don't think that's a very good news channel, because you can't predict the future, silly. But yeah, nobody knows what they're doing. So a lot of people who are setting themselves up for these 10-year, 15-year expeditions to be doctors, to be orthodontists, to be physicians, they don't know if they'll die in a year. They don't know if they'll be walking outside and get hit by a car. They don't know if their heart will just stop. They don't know if they will be even able to afford the next level. They don't know. But still, they put themselves on this long, painful, stressful journey of being smart, of being all-knowing in the medical field, of being prestigious at their major. You know why? Because they walk in a vibration of faith, of love. They love themselves and their future self, who they believe fully, with full faith in themselves, that their future self, who is a doctor, will exist. That's their will. Remember? Their choice. They chose. And maybe you pray, maybe you manifest, but they choose for that life path to exist, and it will. So shall it be. So when they choose for this will to exist, all that's left is the in-between of imagination and plans. You have to imagine what's going to happen next. Imagine what's going to happen next for the end of that will to come true. You understand? So once you're imagining every step of the way, you imagine, okay, what do I have to do? Later tonight, I imagine myself studying. So what am I going to do? I'm going to study. Because I can imagine myself passing that first test. And what am I going to do? I'm going to study so hard that I pass that next test. And then what am I going to do? I'm going to imagine myself going to networking events so I can connect with other doctors. Because I will be a doctor, remember? So that's what I'm going to do next. You're going to imagine yourself going through life and the next steps and the next steps. That's how you operate in faith. Fully in faith. Fully all-knowing, fully in your own will, fully in your highest self. Because you will. Words are that powerful, y'all. Words are spells. They exist because you exist. You are because you say you are. I just want to say thank you, everybody, for listening. Comment down below different conversations. I love having conversations with y'all. And maybe video recommendations. And that would be fun. Yeah. Have a blessed day, everybody. And actually, I just wanted to say something that I'm looking forward to. I'm really looking forward to our community, guys. I've been really working hard on that. I don't really like talking on future endeavors, but I feel like I'd love y'all to pitch in on this community of people. That video didn't really get a lot of likes or views, but hey, I'm still gonna set that up because I love hearing from y'all really bad. I really love hearing from y'all. With that being said, I love y'all. Y'all take care of yourselves, take care of your parents, take care of your body, take care of your soul, and Good night.